Tough one for the Jays as they lose 6-1 to the Tampa Bay Rays. And this game, it looked very promising early. Obviously, in the very first inning, Ezekiel Carrera hitting a home run, making it 1-0 Jays very, very early. And then Marco Estrada throws 2 solid innings. We're like, okay, this might be nice. But then a 2-run home run by Logan Morrison, and it makes it a 2-1 game. Odorizzi gets locked in, and then they score a couple more runs, and then it's 5-1, and then it's just, they couldn't get anything going, as throughout the full 9 innings, the Jays can only muster up 4 hits in the entire game, and that sucks, but the offense has been rolling so much, they're due for a day where their offense isn't rolling. But you know what? That's not the Marco Estrada we're used to seeing. 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks. He struck out 7. But you can arguably say that the umpire was a little squeezing of Marco. He was not calling those corner pitches at all early in the game, and it was just tough to watch there. Again, if we're trying to find positives, Zeke gets in the lineup, hits a home run. Good for him. Kenrys Morales continues to hit the ball well. He was 2 for 3 today, putting his average up to 254. Ryan Goins was 1 for 3, and those were the only hits in the ball game. Not enough runners on, and not enough damage was put on by the Jays, as Odorizzi pitches an absolute gem for the Rays as he goes 7 innings, giving up only 3 hits, 1 run, not walking a batter, and striking out 6. He was great. There's some games where you look at the Jays club and you're like, they should have clobbered a lot of balls. But Odorizzi on this afternoon was just very good. And you just got to tip your cap to him and say, well, it sucks that we got the loss, yes, but we still have a chance to win the series tomorrow afternoon, 1:10 first pitch. Joe Biagini getting his first career start versus Alex Cobb, who usually pitches fairly well against the Jays, but hey, it's a different game. You never know. And I'm eager to see what Joe Biagini can do. He does have an innings limit. I think it's around like 60 pitches or something like that. I'd love to see him get through 4, maybe 5 innings if the pitch count is okay for him. But I just want to take this game, the game that happened today, and just throw it away and say, you know what, it sucked. We got to move on. If we're trying to find positives once again, J.P. Howell is, slowly starting to find his way. Don't look at his ERA right now and say, this guy is atrocious. He had a really bad start. He had a rough time in St. Louis, giving up that 1 run and then 2 runs against Tampa. But he has pitched 2 1/3 solid, no-hit innings, over his past 3 outings. So you got to look at that and say, okay, it's progression. Jason Grilli comes out, pitches an inning, doesn't give up a hit, gives up a run, but it's not earned, but he walks 2 guys, striking out 2. Grilli just doesn't look the same to me. He's missing his spots a lot. Now, I'm not blaming him for the loss or anything. It was missed pitches by Estrada, trying to be too fine with it and end up missing. But you can't really blame even Estrada too much. The offense was nowhere to be found. So, it sucks that the Jays lost. Yes, it really does. Especially since they were up 1-0 and you're like, okay, this could be very nice. But it turned out to be the total opposite. So, it was just like in the last game where the Jays were down and we're like, this could be a gong show, but the Jays came back and won it. Same way with the Rays in this one, except flipped. So the finale goes tomorrow, like we said, Alex Cobb versus Joe Biagini in his first career MLB start. That's gonna be fun to watch. I'm very intrigued to see what. He's gonna have a lot of energy. A lot of energy in Joe Biagini. That guy could strike out a guy to win the World Series, and he'll just stand there just. Yeah, I love it. I love it in his weird, wacky interviews. But, all interviews aside, he gets to the start as the Jays look to win the series and win 2 of their last 3 series, which would be a very good accomplishment And plus, you would have won 2 of the last 3 series against the Rays. So if you're looking at a season series matchup between the Rays, you're getting there. If you win tomorrow. If not, well, you're in a hole. But I have faith in this team. I've got a little bit more faith than I did a little while ago because they're starting to win some games. They're hovering 10 games under 500, which is not good. But look at the roster they're throwing out there. Look at the injuries they have, the significant injuries they have, and what they're putting up. They just got to battle, continue to fight and grind until their guys can get healthy. All right, I'll put a little thing on it. If the Jays can be 7 games under 500 by the time Donaldson and Tulowitzki return, I'd say that's a positive because you're not out of it, and now you've got your 2 big boys back. Those are 2 huge pieces. But, that's just speculation. I could say, they could be 500 by then. They could also be 11 games under 500. I don't know what's going to happen. That's why we watch these games. So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, hey, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this game. What you think of Estrada's outing? What you think of Odorizzi? From a Jays fan perspective, and from a non-biased Jays fan, how do you think Odorizzi pitched? I think he pitched phenomenal. Just from a baseball fan standpoint, he did a really good job. What do you guys think of Morales? I mean, over the last few games, he's been hitting the ball really well. He's looking like a very productive player. And what are your guys' expectations for Joe Biagini tomorrow afternoon? Just a heads up, tomorrow afternoon's game, obviously the game's at 1:10. I will not be able to upload it until in the evening sometime, early evening, 6 o'clock, 6:30, something in that area. That will be the same with the Raptor video as well, just in case you guys are wondering. I'm just giving you guys a heads up now, all right? So, like I said, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow, Raptors edition, as they look to find a way to crawl out of the... I was going to say hole, but that's an understatement. The well that they're in. That is the Cleveland Cavaliers as they look to grab one game and head back to Cleveland alive. And we'll talk to you guys, Jays Edition, as we've been talking. Tomorrow evening, Jays and Rays, Joe Biagini, Alex Cobb. Let's get this series win. Oh, that would be absolutely fantastic if the Jays can win this series. Talk to you guys then.